All of human history, all our scientific revolutions and existential crises have occurred within an atmospheric layer that represents less than 1% of the Earth's radius. But we have hit a thermodynamic ceiling. Our species' energy consumption is growing exponentially, while our planet remains geometrically the same. What is the actual physical price to break our isolation and become a species capable of surviving our own solar system? In 1964, astrophysicist Nikolai Kardashev proposed a metric for the destiny of civilizations. He understood that a species' development is not measured by its culture, but by an exact physical quantity, the rate of energy it is capable of manipulating. Currently, science positions us on the periphery of this scale. Ahead of us lie four theoretical transitions, from our current biological fragility to the mechanical control of spacetime. For the attentive listener, the numbers that measure this progress are not just statistics, they represent the brutal cost of defying the universe's entropy. Scientifically, humanity occupies the position of a Type 0.7 civilization. Our survival depends on burning chemical hydrocarbons, biological residues from our planet's past. The transition to Type 1 requires a leap to the scale of 10 to the power of 16 watts. This means our engineering infrastructure must be capable of capturing, storing, and redirecting all solar energy hitting the Earth's surface, combined with the geothermal and kinetic forces of the globe itself. The price of Type 1 is overcoming climatic chaos. To achieve this stability, physics demands the mastery of nuclear fusion on an industrial scale, the process of forging helium from hydrogen, replicating the core of a star within magnetic boundaries on Earth. However, injecting this magnitude of energy into the biosphere imposes a severe physical limit, the thermal overheating of the planet. To prevent our species from frying our own home, Type 1 demands the creation of a planetary, analytical intelligence. This is not a conscious machine, but a high-fidelity distributed computing system capable of calculating and modulating the thermodynamics of the atmosphere and oceans in real time. Type 1 is the universe's first statistical filter. If a species lacks the mathematical precision to manage the energy of its own world, the laws of physics extinguish it before it even reaches the escape velocity of its orbit. If we survive the planetary scale, physics forces us to look toward our star. All the thermal and electrical energy generated on Earth is an insignificant noise compared to the sun's output. A Type 2 civilization reaches the threshold of 10 to the 26th power watts. To measure this magnitude, this energy is 10 billion times greater than humanity's entire current consumption, generated every single second. To contain this power, engineering breaks away from the classical molecular scale. Theoretical physics demonstrates that a rigid, solid structure around a star would undergo mechanical collapse due to gravitational tidal forces. The only viable solution is a Dyson Swarm, a mega array of independent collectors orbiting at ultra-high speeds. The material cost to erect this capture barrier redefines the very concept of mining. Astrophysical calculations indicate that it would be necessary to completely dismantle the planet Mercury. Its entire mass of iron and silicates would need to be converted into space sensors and reflectors. At this level, human biology faces an insurmountable barrier, the speed of light. The delay in electromagnetic signal propagation between Earth and the solar collectors varies from minutes to hours. If an orbital anomaly occurs in 1 million collectors, the time it takes for light to bring the information and return the human correction command would trigger a catastrophic chain reaction of collisions. In Type 2, autonomous algorithms and local processing systems are not auxiliary tools. They become the only physical managers capable of coordinating an infrastructure of this size. Humanity does not control a Dyson Swarm. It merely harvests the byproducts of an automated mechanical ecology. Once a species masters the energy of its star, the solar system becomes small. The next leap launches us into the abyss of deep space. A Type 3 civilization extends its infrastructure across the entire galaxy, achieving the manipulation of 10 to the power of 36 watts. We are talking about the combined energy control of 300 billion stellar systems. The real enemy on the Type 3 scale is not a lack of energy, but the fabric of space-time. Under Einstein's special relativity, the speed of light is the absolute limit for information transfer. This means a Type 3 civilization cannot operate as a coordinated empire. It is a patchwork of subspecies, separated by centuries of temporal isolation. To unify energy extraction on this scale, ordinary stars become insufficient. A Type 3 civilization advances upon the densest objects in the cosmos. They utilize the Penrose process to extract kinetic energy from the rotation of supermassive black holes and transform pulsars and neutron stars into a thermodynamic engineering network on a galactic scale. To predict and organize the resource flow between billions of systems separated by the vacuum, classical physics is useless. Computing must migrate to the absolute quantum scale, where data processing occurs through complex molecular correlations. There is no scientific guarantee that quantum entanglement will bypass the speed of light barrier for communication, but on the Type 3 scale, deciphering these properties of quantum mechanics is the only line of investigation that separates a galactic civilization from fragmentation and oblivion in the darkness. At the extreme limits of theoretical astrophysics, modern extensions of the Kardashev scale meet their pinnacle, the Type 4 civilization. At this point, the metric abandons individual galaxies and measures control over superclusters of galaxies and the observable universe itself. The energy yield of this scale reaches the incomprehensible magnitude of 10 to the power of 46 watts. The price of Type 4 is the dissolution of all material technology as we know it. A species of this level no longer builds structures using elements from the periodic table. Its building block is the very geometry of the cosmos. To extract energy at this magnitude, the civilization must learn to manipulate dark energy, the underlying force dictating the expansion of the universe, and interact with topological defects in space-time, such as quantum monopoles. A Type 4 technological framework would be capable of modulating the fundamental constants of local physics, altering the rate of entropy and the expansion velocity of space itself. They would possess the mathematical capability to encode data directly onto the cosmological horizon of the universe. On the Type 4 scale, the separation between engineering and natural laws ceases to exist. Technology merges with the very physics of the cosmos. Contemplating the limits of the Kardashev scale generates a sense of geometric awe, but as we bring our eyes back to the present, the reality check is inevitable. We still operate at level 0 of cosmic physics. The price to reach the stars does not begin with the manipulation of dark energy. It begins with our mathematical and political capability to stabilize our own planet's resources over the coming decades. The universe has set the laws and equations. The only uncertain variable is us.